So for my presentation, I chose to do the rainbow trout, Oncorhynchus micus, the family Salmonidae, order Salmoniformes. Their range, they're native to the west coast of North America and Mexico, west of the Rocky Mountains, and they've also been introduced to every continent except for Antarctica, and they have very healthy populations wherever they live. There's only a few places where they have been labeled as non-native pests, but other than that, they're pretty common fare and pretty well liked by fishermen. So on the left here, you can see that was a rainbow that I caught this past summer in a river just down the road from my house. So more about rainbow trout. They're carnivorous and they feed on other fish, insects, and crustaceans. Their habitat, they enjoy cool, clean rivers, streams, and lakes. They spawn in the springtime in rivers and streams only. They can't spawn in lakes or ponds. And they, in those rivers and streams, they have to find a gravelly bottom where the females dig nests called redds to lay their eggs in. And then the males gather around and compete to fertilize the eggs. Some interactions within the environment. The young fish tend to spend their time in shallower areas, in much faster moving streams and rivers, but also in shallower areas and ponds and lakes as well. And then the older fish, once they get a lot bigger, they frequent the deeper water. There's more room for them to move around and feed. So here is another rainbow that I believe one of my friends caught. I can't remember if that's my watch or his watch. And then here's another picture of an adult rainbow. There's a juvenile rainbow. You can see the par markings of the juvenile up there. And that is the biggest rainbow that I've caught. It was actually off of the rock that my dad taught me how to fish off of. So that was pretty cool. So, some unusual features and adaptations. If rainbows have access to the ocean, they have the ability to become anadromous, taking advantage of the abundant marine resources. These sea run rainbows are also known as steelhead trout. So they're the exact same species, just the ones that live the anadromous lifestyle are called steelheads, and the freshwater only fish are rainbows. So it's also been shown that both steelhead and rainbow trout can exist in the same body of water, and they can spawn there. They can be completely coexistent. The steelhead just carry out their anadromous life cycles. So some conservation, rainbows are exceptionally well managed and therefore not being monitored on any conservation status. And they're a very strong fighting game fish that is a favorite among fishermen, myself included. And in many states, they're stocked in lakes and ponds to provide opportunities for fishermen. And in my home state of New Hampshire, for example, most of the water bodies are too acidic to support natural reproduction of rainbows. However, they thrive in the environment, so therefore the state hatcheries stock fish annually. And there are my resources.